Hi friends, I'm Paul. Has God ever asked you to do something which you didn't want to do? Has God ever asked you to do something which you ultimately didn't do? I can definitely own up to plenty of examples of both of those questions. And actually it's not just with God. I'm not very good at being told what to do in any part of my life. What about you? Whether it's in the big things like moving countries, moving jobs, or even staying put somewhere, or the smaller things like giving up a precious day to look after someone, or plucking up the courage to speak to a friend at work about Jesus, we all fall short sometimes. In today's passage from Acts though, having been in trouble with the authorities for the second time for publicly preaching the gospel, a messenger from God tells the disciples to stand in the temple courts and preach again. And they did it. That is obedience, isn't it? Of course, that got them arrested again. The Sanhedrin say, "We told you not to do that." And Peter replies, "We must obey God rather than man." A chap called Gamaliel sticks up for them and they get released after being flogged, though, it has to be said. And what do? They go straight back to the temple courts to keep on going. That is proper obedience. Sometimes as a Christian, I look around at other amazing Christians, particularly leaders, and I say to myself, when I grow up, I want to be like them. And I guess mostly I convince myself that one day I might miraculously happen to be in the right place at the right time with the right experience, and God might use me in that kind of a way. But the truth is that behind almost all examples of the Christians we admire is a life lived in obedience to God. Jackie Pullinger, Billy Graham, John Wimber, it's their obedience which jumps off the pages of their biographies. And it's the same in the passage today. Peter is the one leading the charge. Be encouraged. Peter's made more than his fair share of mistakes, but Jesus has been teaching Peter about obedience all the way through the Gospels. Think about Peter walking in obedience across the lake, or Peter throwing his nets onto the other side of the boat to catch fish in obedience to Jesus' request. So let's be more like Peter and those early disciples and walk in obedience to God. What is God asking us to do? I'm really excited about this. Just imagine if we all chose one thing that God was asking us to do and we chose to do it in obedience today. What might happen? See you next time.